Oh, they did. But I don't talk about it. You let me play this. Give me my theme music. Lord have mercy, give me my theme music.
Give us our theme music. Boo boo. There that theme music go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daddy Daughter Dishes podcast.
Daddy Daughter Dishes, the midday version.
The midday edition. Y'all are talking to people full of energy. Y'all are talking to people who just ate breakfast. Y'all are talking to people who are getting vitamin D in their system right now and are not showing up looking suffered from the days of hell that they just endured. Even though today has been a little bit of hell. But yeah, welcome to episode 31 of the Daddy Daughter Dishes podcast. I am your host, Kiera. With me, I have my lovely co-host,
BJ the Daddy.
He is the daddy. I am the daughter, and this is Daddy Daughter Dishes. Welcome. I see we took a review at our stats, and we see that we could possibly have some new folks listening. So, hello everyone. If you're new here.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, goddamn it. Welcome, like Bernie Mac said. Welcome.
Take your shoes off. Take your shoes off. Take your shoes
off. Get comfy.
It's room for everybody.
You got something to say? You got something to say? Raise your hand. You know, might not get picked on, but raise it anyway, and then you can put whatever you got to say in the comments.
Put it in the comments.
Go out there.
Because look, you gonna have something to say.
Leave us a comment.
Go talk to Uncle.
Invite a friend.
Go talk to Uncle John. Go talk to Dear John. He in the comments for sure. Go catch him.
Every week. Shout out to Uncle JB.
I can't wait to read his comment. I didn't read it, but I saw it came through, so I read it at the end. But yeah, real quick again, you guys, if you guys enjoy the podcast, go rate us wherever you can. Go like us, go subscribe, go promote, go tell people that you love Daddy Daughter Dishes. And when they say, "What's Daddy Daughter Dishes?" you say, "It's this cool ass podcast," because then they'll go listen. So do that for us.
Hey, I got a deal. If you refer a friend and you leave a comment and then your friend comment, I'm gonna send both of y'all $50.
Wait a minute. No. Let me rephrase. If you
what?
Because what if Daddy, if 1,000 people do that? Let's say
first. I'm okay. I guess I gotta be more specific.
I got you.
Yeah, like if a person.
I got you. You will be entered to win $50 if you refer a friend and you guys both say, "Hey, I referred this person to listen," and that person says, "Hey, so and so referred me," or if that person just says, "Hey, I got this from so and so," because some of y'all with this honor code now, don't bullshit me. But yeah, some of y'all.
And I only got $100. I only got $100, so. I mean, only 2 people gonna win anyway.
I got 5 on it, so you know the transfer from the Cash App or the Zelle or Venmo, well, that'll cover that. So enjoy. But yeah, go do that for us.
Enjoy.
Go do that for us.
And good luck.
Yeah, good luck. So we need to start recording new.
One more. It gotta be new. You gotta be new too. You can't be no old head.
I thought you
that's
said
been laying back in the cut. Like you could be an old head that's been listening, but the person you refer got to be new.
Oh yeah. Kim, you can't go refer.
Like Kim and hair and makeup. Kim and Felicia, y'all can't refer each other.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, hair and makeup and me. It don't work like that. Like It's gotta be some
terms and conditions.
Old blood and new blood, or you know.
I think they get it.
You think they get it?
Yeah, I think they get it. We're going to start recording in the middle of the day more often because I got a lot more energy. But
check it out. I think
how are you doing today?
Wait. Time out. Since we talk about new listeners, I think my sister finally found us on YouTube.
TT Squeaky?
Yeah.
Why you say
'Cause
that?
I love my sister. It's been a while back. I asked her, has she looked in, checked out the podcast? She's like, I can't find it. I can't find it on YouTube. I don't know how to work YouTube. I said, okay. So I didn't say anything at the time. So lately, she's been sending us YouTube links to music in our sibling group chat.
Sound like she
So
know how to find some
one morning
music.
she sent one, and I said, it's sure nice that you can find some music on YouTube these
Oh,
days.
you guys, y'all siblings
And that's
petty.
all I said.
Y'all siblings is petty.
She was like, I got you, brother Nels, brother Benjamin. I got you. I thought that was pretty funny.
No, that's hilarious.
But yeah, I think she found it.
Well, that's what's up.
And
TT, if you watching, she might
be the reason for the spike in the
analytics,
the graphics, because you know she getting a little old, so she might have started one, fell asleep on it,
not gonna do
started another one.
Get on here and talk about my TT when she cannot defend herself. But is it true, TT? Go take your nap.
I love her. I'm just talking. Anyway,
what you been up to, man? You been bumming,
man. Look,
you been being a man.
I've been around here. So I've been on my 2-week break since I got back from Texas, and man, I just been around here chilling, doing a few little repairs around the house, hanging some lights, and fixing some drawers, and what else I do?
You painted?
Painting, doing a little painting, reinstalling some knobs on some furniture. A little bit of this. I cooked a real good pot of chili the other night. Man, that thing was fire.
You put
you
sauce
know how
in
chili
yours?
be better the second day?
Man, oof, because it'd be a little extra thick. I said, do you put salsa in yours?
Salsa?
Oh.
No, I ain't put no salsa in there. But
that's okay.
Man, I was looking forward. I thought, because you know it's only me, hair, and makeup.
Oh, somebody demolished the chili.
And Judy. It's only like 4 of us here. So I was like, okay, yeah, it's gonna be cool tonight, but tomorrow it's gonna be fantastic. Man, that chili didn't make it. That chili was gone. We had a little bit left over yesterday.
Y'all had 2 spoonfuls, 2 big spoonfuls.
Pretty much. And Olivia, bless her heart, she put some macaroni and cheese on top of it, and she demolished it.
Macaroni and cheese and chili?
Absolutely. I said the same thing, but it looked delicious, and she tore it up.
Make sure that baby passes.
And then
uses the bathroom.
And then we went to the zoo yesterday. We had a good time at the zoo.
That sounds good. What kind of animals did y'all see?
We saw a little bit of everything. Big old snakes, rhinoceroses. Giraffes, elephants.
Holy moly.
Yeah, rhinoceroses.
There
was a few that weren't out, so we missed the panda bear. We didn't get to see a panda bear.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they had the famous panda Lily down here in Memphis, and she passed away earlier this year.
Lily passed.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Lily.
But they didn't have one on display yesterday, so. But it was a good outing.
Wait a second. You just said something real quick, just triggered me. Have you seen the video of the lady with the gorillas, the apes is fighting at the zoo? And it's this lady say, somebody call
the zookeeper. No.
So, and that just came to mind because that video made me crack up.
So that make me go somewhere too. Like, why you be seeing them videos of people be on them safaris, and if they get lucky enough to see an animal attack another animal, you hear the people in the background be like, "Oh, that's so sad." No, that's
why is he doing that?
That one gotta eat.
It's the circle
so
of life.
No, it's cruel. That's what a hungry stomach gonna do for you. You gonna eat something
Okay.
up. Something got
And
to
I
go.
bet you
It
look
ain't
pretty
gonna. It's either
appetizing
me
too.
or him.
So you
You
better
better be
get on
glad
out
the
of there.
camera ain't focused on your ass.
Okay. Well, the camera ain't in the in the animal belly either. But so y'all went to the zoo. That sounds fun.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a good time. Other than that, man, and me being around here doing little different things, I ain't got nothing going on. Today is what, Thursday, November 2nd, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm supposed to be leaving to go back to work. We're going out to California on Saturday. We're leaving and we start work Monday. So I'm just around here just getting my rest, getting my mind right. So when we get out there, we can do what we do best, so we can get back home and chill out a little more in December sometime.
Hey
What
now.
about you? What's been going on your way?
I've had a pretty eventful week. So I apologize in advance, y'all, if I'm starting this about 12-minute mark. If it be about 45 minutes for this wrap up is over, I apologize. I'm gonna apologize right now, just because it's just been an eventful week. So I'm apologizing right now. If y'all don't like my stories, please jump 20 minutes, because these are good ones. They're good though. Okay. So I was socializing. I texted you the other night and I was like, not me out here socializing.
Right.
I went to the neighborhood Halloween party shindig by myself. I had dressed up as Wednesday from the Addams Family. I had on all black. I had my hair like in two little ponytails or whatever. Either nobody knew that I was her, or nobody wanted to ask me if I was her because they thought I would say no and would think it was an insult that they asked me if I dressed up for Halloween. Because only one person was like, Wednesday? And I was like, thank you. So went to the Halloween party. My neighborhood is full of young kids, young children, but it was raining and it was cold. We were supposed to have it outside in the parking lot by the pool, and it was raining, and they was like, oh man, we're gonna have to cancel the party. Maureen.
But yeah, sorry about that, everybody.
No, y'all good. Y'all good. Look, they don't even know.
My truck is in the shop.
They don't even gotta know.
What? Oh, okay.
You go. You apologize.
Finish what you was talking.
Look, they didn't even know. This is a little secret. What are we apologizing
I thought we was live. I thought we was live.
No, okay. Everybody, no, I'm gonna do like wilding out. Everybody back to your original spots. We gotta take this through again. You put your shirt back on because you had it off the first time. All right. And take two. Okay, so Halloween, we were having one of the moms, very active mom in the community. She put together a party. And so I signed us up a few weeks ago because I was like, oh, that'll be a great chance to get to know the neighbors. So I ended up going by myself because she was just tired. I understood. I had made a pot of chili for the thing, and we were gonna cancel it because it was raining. But then Maureen came through and said, we can have it in my garage. And we was like, cool.
All right, Maureen.
So Maureen and Ron, they got the garage set up all nice. They had some chairs, like in a semicircle. Well, this was when it became adult time. Before that, though, they had tables laid out. We had everybody's food. We had utensils, plates, drinks, snacks. They had activities for the kids. It was good. It was great. So I wouldn't say I was nervous per se, but I was in there like just I didn't really know what to do with my hands. I'm like, hey, and I had brought name tags too, so people could write like their names down with marker. So they were really appreciative of that. But Maureen's house is like at the top of the street, so it's like where all the kids was starting or ending their trick or treating. So we all sitting in the garage. Everybody got their candy buckets out, and I'm meeting neighbors, and I see these black neighbors, and so I walk up to them, and I'm like, "Hey," I said, I'm Kiera. And then he introduced himself. He's like, I'm Eric. I said, I've met you before. And he said, I remember you. Do you remember when I told you when we was looking at this community and we was walking and we was like, oh, there go a black family. We should go talk to them. And we had asked them. It was them. So he was there.
Okay.
He was like, my wife's gonna be on her way in a few. So as soon as she got there, he was like, you like that? And she was like, oh my God, I'm so glad that y'all, so that was a cool moment. And then
Right.
Maureen, she the one who watches Turbo when we go somewhere. She's Turbo's dog sitter. So she was like, where's Turbo? It's like, he's at home. And she was like, have you met my husband, Ron? And I said, no, because they run the business together of pet sitting. And I was like, no, Ron didn't get to come see Turbo that time, so I didn't get to meet him. Man, Ron comes over. Me and Ron, we besties. Ron, we hit it off. He said something about he was like, he had on an App State sweatshirt. And I said, well, that's not a costume, Ron. And he said, I'm an App State student. And I said, and so we laughed. And he said, but no, really, I went back to school and graduated a few years ago. I got my degree. I finished my degree. And so we just hit it off from there, was talking.
That's dope.
And during this time, I mean, other neighbors too. And so I meet the family of the lady who's through the shindig, Joanne. And so they all dressed up as Mario characters. So there was Mario, Luigi, Donkey Kong, the princess, and the tortoise. And
Koopa, I know, yeah.
I don't know, just the tortoise. So the boy comes up to me, his name Bruce. Bruce said this was weird to me. He was like, what's your name? And I was like, Kiera. I was like, but you can call me Key. He said, okay, Miss Key, do you have a husband? I said, yeah. He said, where is he at? I said, he's at home with my dog. Oh, so do you have children? I said, nope, just me and my dog and my husband. He said, okay. And he had my chili. He had a bowl of my chili in his hands. I said, that's my chili. I made that chili. And I said, let me know if what you think. And he said, I have a few notes. I said, what notes you got for me, Bruce? He said, well, I have 3. He's like, it's not spicy. And that's good because I don't like spicy. I said, okay, that's a good note. And then he was like, and it's seasoned well. He said, it's seasoned really good. What did you put in this? He said, now, the only thing I don't like is that it's hot. I said,
not spicy hot, just like hot.
Temperature hot. It's hot. It's too hot. I said, well, well, you can either stand like outside a little bit with it because we right here, it's cold, or you can just blow it off. And he said, that's a good idea. And then he walked off, and I just stood there like, that was an awesome experience to have. Like, it just was weird. It was a cool,
How old was he?
If I had to say, I would say 5 or 6. Or 4 or 5. Yeah,
interacting with.
He's like that inclusive age. They understand, but they don't at the same time. Like, somebody might have been like, he acts like children. But it's a kid, They see families here, so they're like, what are you doing here? Like, I don't see you, And so that was a fun. And then he was telling me he had his coat on because it was raining. And I was like, who are you for Halloween? He said, I'll give you a hint. He like took his coat off to show me the thing. And I said, I don't know what that is. And he said, okay, I'm going to give you another hint. And then he unzipped the front and showed me the DK. And I said, Donkey Kong. He said, you got it. You know Donkey Kong. And I was like, yeah, Donkey Kong. And he was excited. So then it was time for him to go trick-or-treating or whatever. And then it turned into like adults sitting in chairs with beverages while kids run around the neighborhood trick-or-treating. And I stayed for about 2 hours. I was sitting there talking to Maureen and Ron, and they was just talking. Like, it was very good conversation. Like, they was telling us about Maureen. She had apparently brushed her teeth with antibacterial cream on accident, thinking it was toothpaste that day. And so Ron was trying to set her up to tell the story. And he's like, tell him what you did. Tell him what you did. And he's sitting back. He's like, y'all, listen. Tell him what you did. Tell him what you did. I'm sitting there with
Yeah.
my morning coffee. Tell him the rest. And so she's telling us, and the way she tells it is just hilarious too. Like their manner, like just it's just cool seeing people, you know. And so then they bring their dog outside. His name Isaac. Isaac was a rescue.
Lord.
Isaac is well trained. He a big dog though, but he came outside. He sat while people was trick or treating. He barked when they got too close, but he wanted to play ultimately. So I'm sitting in a chair and I got a skirt on. It's a long skirt, and so he's like sniffing my ankle first, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "He probably smelled turbo on me." And his nose goes up to my skirt, and Maureen was like, "Isaac, no," and I said, "Isaac, you gotta take me to dinner first." Maureen fell out.
Lost.
Fell out, Daddy. Fell out. If I wanted a sign to start my comedic journey, it was that one right there. And then she was like, Ron, did you hear what she said? She said, take him to dinner first. And then they both cracked up. And I had said it. You know when you say something and you be like, ooh, I might not should have said that. When I had said it, I was like, wait, that's kind of,
you know, try to catch it and put it back.
I was like, they might not be comfortable with that kind of talk. And nope, they loved it. I said, oh, these are my kind of people right here. So then Ron, he was just kicking it. And then Eric, the guy, he stayed, his daughter and his wife went trick-or-treating, but he stayed to give away candy. He had a big bucket. So he had a big bucket, and I'm watching my camera from home. And C is just here at home too. He said, man, some of these kids just robbed us blind. And so I was showing them the footage. This one boy, he came up, he grabbed about 6 handfuls, put them in his bag. He was unattended. He said, mm-hmm. And then it was cute because the kids, they would, like the little kids, they'd be like, wave to the camera, say thank you. And so the kids, you know, because we didn't come to the door. We just sat it out on a table with some decorations. And so they're like, thank you, all in the camera. And it's so cute. So I'm telling them about all the candy I had got. And I was like, yeah, you know, there were some Kit Kats in there, but I love Kit Kats. And so there were no Kit Kats for the kids. And so Eric is sitting there going through his bucket. He said, you know what? It's funny you should say that because he's rummaging through. He's like, it's funny you should say that because I know when I bought some candy, there were Kit Kats in it. And I don't see not one Kit Kat in this bucket. He said, I bet I know who got it at home. He said, somebody done took all the Kit Kats. And I said, yeah, some good Kit Kats. But yeah, it was a really nice night, and it was cool to see in the neighbors I booed. Did I talk about that last week? Or did that happen after?
You what?
I don't know. I booed them. So we signed up to get booed. And it's when you sign up, someone puts together a cute little basket and then they drop it off at your house and you get booed. You don't know who did it or whatever. So we got booed.
You ain't talk about that.
We got booed and I was so excited. I was kind of bummed at first because I thought they wasn't finna boo us because this was the other day. And I was like, if I don't get booed, I know something. But I got booed. So I put together this, you know me. I got one of them like little, I don't know, like you take it up to reveal what's inside or whatever. I got one of them. It was clear and I put some candy in it, but then I put a tea light in it. So it looked like I wanted it to look like smoke. So they would lift it and it would say, you got booed. And it was candy, but I didn't have a budget for the smoke. So I used a tea light. But anyways, dropped it off. Me and Turbs, we hit a lick. What I say, he's a bad co-conspirator. Can't rob nobody with him because he peeing on shit. I'm like, bro, come on. We trying not to get seen by the cameras. You peeing all on the other dog bushes. Now, when this mastiff come outside, I can't save you. You better be ready to be sheriff. But they were at the party. So I was trying to see if we had got caught. And I was introducing myself. And I was like, do I look familiar to you? And she was like, no. And I said, okay, because I booed y'all. And she said, oh my God, you booed us. She was like, it was so cute. And so that was a cool, like, talking point. Yeah, the Halloween party was fun. And it was just cool to get to know and get to put faces to names that, like, I see on the Facebook group and stuff. And just, like, the effort. You could tell people are really wanting to make this, like, a community. Like, Maureen, it's a whole block. The whole block know everybody. Everybody kept coming through. They know Isaac. They know Maureen. They know Ron. They was talking to Eric, and then they were like, Kiara, like they know me from the Facebook group. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm trying not to act kiddish, but I'm like, y'all, this shit warms my heart. Like I love this stuff. So yeah, I stayed for a little bit.
It makes you feel like you're a part of something.
A part
that's
of something
bigger than you.
Yep. And it was no talk of politics. They was playing some good music. Right. It wasn't my family, blah, blah, blah. Don't take my guns. It was a great time. And Maureen, she cool.
Just people
I was like,
chilling.
I'm gonna go stop by Maureen's house. But yeah, me and Mr. Ron, he had gave me some apple ales or what are they called? The orchards.
Oh, them
beer,
Angry Orchard.
And yeah, that's a good crisp apple ale. That's a good. I sipped on about 2 of those, and then I locked myself out of my car on accident. So I was waiting on my phone to start up so I could unlock it with my phone. Don't ask how. It was stupid. And so I went back in the garage. So I was like, I ain't finna stand out here in the cold like an idiot. And Mr. Bob said, "You sure you didn't come back so you could drink another apple ale with me?" I was like, nah, I just came back. I'm waiting on my car to unlock. I said, I'm gonna give you a rain check though. I'm gonna hold you. He was like, yes, anytime. Come on back. And so like it warmed my heart.
So when you talk about Maureen and Bob, I don't know if you remember like when Kevin Hart first came out and he was talking about how he'd be telling jokes at work to some of his Caucasian friends. And the one guy have the real outrageous laugh. When you I just picture Bob having that kind of laugh when you tell a joke.
Oh man, they was having a good old time. It was a genuine good time. Like after a certain amount, I'd say probably about after 15-20 minutes of me being there, I was like, oh, like I'm not nervous anymore. Like I'm not ready to go.
Because when I
first got there, because it was just kids, and I was like, I'm not a parent. This is gonna be weird. But Maureen, she wrapped me right on up, and I was like, "Come on in. What you need?" And I was like, "Okay." And so all the kids was, Miss Kiara. I was like, "Wait a minute, just Kiara, please."
Hey, you plus 25 now.
Not. Hey, I told Mari today she was knocking on 20 doors. Oh, she said, "Please don't say that."
I could only imagine what she said.
She said, "Don't say that." She said, "Oh Lord," or something like that. We just texted. But yeah, so that was a Halloween party. It was a good time. It was cool to see a trick or treat. Like I've never seen a trick or treat like happen in a neighborhood. So it was cool to see like all the families with their kids. They had their wagons because some kids was in strollers and stuff, and they got costumes on.
Yeah.
And then the teenagers, some of them had actually like put a lot of effort into their costumes too. So one guy was the inflatable like car salesman thing, and he was just like running. Mm-hmm. And Ron, let me tell you, Ron loved him a good costume. He said, I like that one. When he comes, I'm gonna tell him he won my costume contest. You can just tell Ron root for everybody, and I appreciate that. So yeah, that was Halloween, and next I had my team. We did a community service last week, and so it was fun, but it made me think of something that I wanted to see what you thought about it.
Okay.
So I think we've actually kind of touched on this before, but if we went to Parks and Rec, so we went to a park in Southeast Raleigh or Southwest Raleigh, I can't remember, Southwest, and we did mulch. They had built a new playground maybe a year ago. Nice playground. They had it set up for kids like in wheelchairs and stuff too. So it was just really nice. And so we did the mulch and planting and potting. A lot of hard work. Lots of wheelbarrow pushing, lots of digging and shoveling. Right. My arms still hurt. I'll say that.
That's some real community service.
Okay. So, and I say that to say some of us were like doing the real hard work, like the nitty gritty. But I had just got real acquainted with the workers. Like they was helping us. They was giving, pouring the mulch into our wheelbarrows off the trucks and stuff. And it's mostly black guys, some white guys, some Hispanic. And I'm just talking to them. And so I'm going back and forth. I kept, and I was like, hey, however much y'all make, y'all need to be making more. And they was all like, amen, say that, thank you, write that to somebody. And so we was just like having little talks, here and there about things. And I realized that when I'm in like situations like that, I gravitate a lot more towards I don't want to say, this sounds so nasty, but like the corporate help is what I've been identifying it as, because it's the same way at work where I make friends with the people who work in the caf, the people who work at the front desk,
the people who doing the work, who actually
the cleaners,
doing the work,
the delivery man. Like I'm on a first name basis with all of them. Hey, Kiara, how you doing? You just had a birthday, didn't you? I sure did, Orlando. Thank you for remembering that my birthday was. And then I sit back and observe and see that a lot of people don't have that. And it's not me being like, oh, I go out of my way to make friends, but I wondered, is there some sort of correlation between being a minority in a corporate space and not being a minority in a corporate space? And is there a significant difference in who interacts with those types of workers? What would you call them? I don't like saying corporate help, but that's the only thing, to get my point across, that's the only thing I can like think. Like they don't see them as people, they just see them as like, they're here to serve us in a sense. And it's just certain things that you pick up on. Like it hasn't been anything like anybody blatantly disrespecting them, but it's just like I walk in with 4 people in the morning, and I'm the only one who says good morning to the front desk, and they're sitting there and they just scan their badges and continue to walk. And I'm like, every time I'm like, that don't sit right. I be wanting to be like, y'all don't say good morning when y'all walk in a room. And then when I leave, I say, y'all have a nice night. They say the same. You too, Kiera. Have a good one. Like your outfit today. Somebody else leaving behind me, they not saying shit. And I'm like, huh. So I want to get your thoughts on that.
I don't have enough data or research to try to pinpoint, whether it's a minority thing or black, white, none of that. But I do know it's something inside of people. I don't care what color you are. It's just some people, like you're a people person. I'm a people person. I had an instance like that when I worked in Cali. There was this little guy. He just worked around the yard where we were showing up at, and he basically, whatever any crew needed, this guy, his name was Joe would try to find it for him. That was basically his job. And me and Joe, man, we got tight. Like that was my dude. Every day I'm looking for Joe looking for me. And he was talking one day, and he said, man, he said, you guys, you and the guys that you work with, he's like, you guys treat me like a person. Like you don't treat me like I'm here to serve you. Like every day it's like we have conversation. I told you about my family. You told me about your family. And I brought you some tamales to work. And, it's like we became cool.
Man, when they
Joe
bring
was
you the
trying
food,
to go hang out after work together. Yeah, like, and he was like, he said, some of these guys from other places, they talk to me any old kind of way, and they just look at me like I'm basically a piece of shit, and I'm only here to serve them. They don't even speak to me,
or only speak when they want something from you.
When they
That's
want
the one
something.
I noticed.
Yeah, and so I've been in those situations before, and it's just who we are and how we view other people. Like, I don't care who you are. I'm going to try to make conversation with people. I have people tell me all the time, like, you never met a stranger, have you? I'm like, man, it don't cost nothing to speak.
Don't they call you a social whore?
You can make somebody's day. Yeah, some people call you a social whore.
I used to call you a social whore.
But I'm not a social whore.
But I get it.
I don't necessarily need that attention back.
Yeah,
but
I get what it is, though. Because I don't even, like, if I don't speak to people, I don't feel right. Like, it just don't. I feel like a bad person because I'm like, hey, they could have been having a bad day. Like I said, I try and make an effort to make at least 3 people smile a day. It's like a hidden little trick I do with myself. And like when I do
Yeah.
that, and I'm like, if I don't do
It
that,
makes you feel better.
yeah, but it's not even to serve me. It's just like, I don't know. It's just something about going out of not even going out of your way. It's just being considerate and showing that you have some manners and that you see people as people. But I always thought about that quote. Y'all, people used to always say like, treat the janitor how you would treat the CEO. And I feel like in a situation like that, like I would probably get more flack for how I treat the CEO because I'm not finna kiss your ass just because
the
of your
CEO.
title. Right. The CEO don't know me.
Like,
You don't know me from
if you're
Sam.
an asshole, you get no love. Like if I speak, like my thing is like sometimes if I speak to somebody, like, and it's a situation where I'm gonna see this person on more than one occasion. Like if I'm just past somebody, and I'll be like, because you know how we do it. You would throw the head back, and some people be like, they'll be like, "What's up, man?" Like throw the deuces up,
Or they do.
and then some
in
people
corporate,
they'll
it's
just
a
look
subtle
at you.
nod. In corporate, it's a subtle nod. It's a.
But some people they'll just look at you.
Oh yes, they will.
And they'll give you a look like, why the fuck are
Don't be
you
doing
waving
that
at me?
here.
I don't know you. I mean,
don't
I'll
know
be
you.
like, I don't fucking know you.
That's happened to me
like,
3 times at my job to the
that's
point where I
weird.
was like, did I do something? Like, y'all. And then that's when I realized all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Cause I like this one girl.
Some
I
people
got an
just built
elevator
different.
with her. I was like, hey girl. And she looked me up and down. And this ain't the same person who looked up and down my other friend. But this girl, about my age too, looked me up and down. I was like, hey. I said, never mind. And I got right back out the elevator because I could not be in the same space with that energy. But speaking of work, also, yes, y'all, I'm getting through it. I'm hitting these topics. But speaking of work, so I have been talking on here about y'all have been understanding my journey to how I feel about my career and how I had to like amp myself up to be like, I want to get a promotion. So I'm not getting a promotion this year. And I got notified of that this past week. Which, if I'm going to keep it a bean, I was not expecting a promotion. It just kind of stung to hear, let's give it another year in this role. Well, you're doing great, but let's just let's just give it another year.
You keep doing that. You keep doing the work of
the next level.
You keep doing the work of the next level, but we're going to keep you right here for now.
Mm-hmm. And guys,
you're doing a great job.
And guys under years of experience, which still doesn't really make sense. But yeah, you're doing a good job. Everybody loves working with you. You're doing amazing outside of the areas that aren't even in your scope of work. Like you go to the next level. But
you're not ready for that next level title.
We're gonna keep you. But you should be proud. Now, I would say this was my manager delivering this news, and me and my manager had a very straightforward relationship where it's like, I tell you what I need, you tell me what you need. That's it. I'm not kissing no ass. You ain't gotta talk to me like I'm a child. Like I go in a meeting, and she's like, I'm sorry I haven't spoken to you this week. I'm like, girl, I didn't notice. I didn't care because I come in, do my job, and I leave. I'm a cool person, but I ain't doing that. And so the way she said it was very graceful, and I appreciated the conversation that we had. But I wanted to say respectfully, I disagree. Because she was like, she said all that and then was like, but I don't want you to be discouraged, which is hilarious because we have the same mind. So I think she knew the face that I gave her said, come on now.
That was the manager in her talking.
Yeah, it was the manager in her talking. And then she said, but then she turned off the manager switch. And she was like, but I do not want you to be discouraged. She was like, you need to be super proud of where you are at right now because she said, at your age, the things you do, the experience you have, she said, like, you're doing it. You're doing great. She was like, but I also want you to sit and really think about what you want. And I think she's high-key protecting me but I just don't like how it's working. Because she's like, I want you to think about what you want next. And I think she knows that I don't want to be senior graphic designer. I want to be UX or product designer. And she knows that senior designer at this job don't mean what senior designer outside of a lot of other jobs look like. And so she's like, keep doing what you're doing. And I'm like, Doc, I document everything. Everything that I do at work is in my drafts outside of work. So if I ever get that 15-minute meeting on my calendar, I'll be all right. Y'all close all my accounts because I got it. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep documenting work. Yeah, I was pissed. I was pissed. I was pissed. I got straight out that. I got straight out that meeting and went straight to my resume and went straight to LinkedIn, and I subscribed to Premium on LinkedIn. And I said, you know what? I'm finna get another fucking job. I'm finna get up out of here. And then I did that. And that was that
you
day.
Text me.
I text you. I text Mommy. I text Siege. I text Bria Mia. I text my corporate women group that I'm in, the corporate Black women group. And then, I still sat on it. And there's still a little fire inside of me that is getting bigger as I speak. So I'm trying to chill myself out. But I'll
keep
say
that fire though. Don't ever let that fire die.
Is not going anywhere, because what it did do, I got like real active because I've been slacking with my portfolio. What it did do, it made me go back to like my old designs from when I was freelancing and stuff, and like when I was and one thing I discovered, which is so crazy, and this is me getting excited, so I'm nerding out. Y'all might not understand it, y'all might not care, but the work that I did during my internship at Lowe's, where I was a digital communications intern, and then they gave me the title of online support intern. As I found my presentation that I gave at the end of my internship, and I literally had a UX case study. Like I was able to make that a case study because what I did was literally improve the user experience for the hour change process of all the stores that Lowe's it has. And there was a 3-month process. I improved, I researched, I consulted, we saw improvements. And so I was like really going through everything. And that felt really good. Cause I was like, girl, you might have thought you was bullshitting them, but you got a whole case study that is like real world, real results. So that was cool.
For a major corporation too.
Major corporation. And I wish I could see if like they still use it too, because I would love to get some snapshots, but I don't know how they use it. I know how they use it during my 3 months, but I don't know how to use it after. And I'm sure it's like, since I don't work there anymore, it's like confidential or whatever. But yeah, so I'm in a space now where I am evaluating what's next. Still grateful to have a job, but I feel like asking someone to stay in their role for 3 years in a role like design where you are constantly growing, and me, I'm always learning new tools. I stay current. And so I just felt my ego was a little bruised because I was like, man, I want that damn promotion. But then the way Andrea, she repositioned it for me, and she was like, I just got my promotion to director. She's like, 4 months ago, I couldn't have done this job. She said, I just now feel fully equipped to do this, And I was like, I get it. But it was going in one ear. It slowly came out the other. I got what she was saying, but I'm like, this should be 2 different conversations.
like you said though, a part of that whole your emotions and what you're feeling during that, a lot of it was your ego. Because once you sit through it and let it marinate on you for a little bit, you realize that first of all, that promotion ain't really that ain't where you want to be. First of all. Second of all, things happen for a reason. And like she kind of touched on with her experience, where you want to be, and we kind of touched on this before, you may not be really just ready for where you want to be.
And I'm not.
So you got some stuff that you got some things that you'll encounter, you'll experience, you'll continue to grow in the next year. And maybe you still need to be where you are in order to grow into where you want to be. Because if you take if you take on a different role,
with
you
more
might not have that
responsibilities.
space to move like you move because you'll have more responsibilities. You'll have to do this and do that, and that might take away from what you really need to do to get where you're at, to get where you want to be.
Yep. You hear the audience, they
Yeah,
are in full
so
agreement there. And that's also where I was like, you
yeah.
know what? I was pissed because, like I said, ego was bruised, whatever. Nobody wants to hear that they didn't get the opportunity that they wanted to get. If I wouldn't have been
When they
pissed,
know they've been putting in the work.
when they know they've been putting in the work. But so my thing is, like, I know that I'm I am a UX designer, but I know that I'm deep down I'm a junior UX designer. But at the pace that my job moves at right now does not give me the full ability to be a UX designer. So I was like, I think I was more disappointed because I was looking forward to maybe having a different direction. So not necessarily getting a promotion as senior designer, but more so getting a title change of junior UX or UX designer or whatever. But the way our department is about to be working from here on out, it's just not looking feasible. So what I found out, this is my alternative. What I found out, this was after community service and everything, my heart was feeling real warm. I found out that there is an organization that they post jobs for nonprofits. So if a nonprofit needs a logo done or a nonprofit needs a website built, you could volunteer to do that. And they post them like little contract jobs on LinkedIn. They'd be like, we only need you for about a month. We have a vision. So I've been starting to do those and just document my process. And so that's been like my happy medium. I'm like, cool, no promotion, but I'm still making decent money. I know I'll get my annual raise, even though it'll be probably $100, but it'll still be a raise. I'll still have a job.
And
I won't, and I'm still
brushing
able
up
to
on your skills too on the side.
Exactly. So, hindsight 2020 kind of thing. But I did have to share because I was pissed. I was fucking pissed. I think I texted you and said I was fucking pissed. You was like, how do you feel? I said, I'm fucking pissed. I was burning hot. I had just left that meeting too. Like I was fresh off the oven, fucking hot. I was like, ah! I started going through my work like, is that shit again? I want to start deleting files. And I said, no, you gotta regulate, girl. What is you doing? You need to schedule a therapy appointment.
One of the joys that I'm starting to experience now that Mari's getting a little bit older and with you is when y'all go through something, y'all are old enough where I can ask y'all, how you feeling? And I asked Mari that a few weeks ago. She was going through something. And I asked her, I said, how you feeling? She was like, can I speak freely? And I was like, oh, absolutely, of course.
Can I talk my shit again?
Well, that girl let loose. She let loose on how she was really feeling about that situation. She was like,
I'm so motherfucking pissed off. Some bullshit. Fucking bitches.
Over a bitch than a girl is. If I want somebody to act like a female, I get with a female. I said, oh shit.
Oh shit. You have to be like, who am I talking to? What's your name and date of birth? Oh.
So for me as y'all's father, and even with you, when you letting it loose, boy, and you letting them F-bombs fly, part of me be like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting that. And then the other part, because I've been cussing since I was 8.
Oh yeah.
The other part of me just be dying on the inside. So I just, that's one of the things about fatherhood that I really, really am enjoying right now.
Well, I'm glad you like to see me struggle. No, but that's cool though. No, and I mean, we have a relationship. So when I cuss, I hope the audience is not like, oh my god, she's cussing at her father. Like this is if you knew how I was raised. I mean, I'm sure there are, but if you saw how we was raised, you would understand. It's that country upbringing.
Yeah, you understand.
So I had another doctor's appointment that went okay. I mean, nothing really new came out of it. She was like,
Were you able to lock one down? Is this gonna be your doctor or
Oh no.
just a temporary thing?
No, it's just temporary. GI wise, I think she's gonna be my GI. But I haven't found a primary care yet. But I do need a refill on my meds. I gotta go pee. Let me go pee real quick. Ooh, it just came out of nowhere. All right, back at you. My bad. I have to get that out before it came out on its own.
What else you get? I see that the well, damn, I can't talk about that right now. I was gonna say I see where the Texas Rangers pulled off the World Series last night.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, wait, real quick, because I just checked my phone. Last thing, we got fence. Supposed to get a fence. They came today,
Okay.
which is why I'm at home, because I was supposed to be here. So when they did the walkthrough, I could approve it or whatever. They get here. First of all, it was scheduled yesterday, but it rained and they got delayed. So they was like, we gotta have to move to tomorrow. I said, okay, cool. They came today. Dude rang doorbell. We did a walk, and he was like, "This ain't the same fence that is y'all neighbor fence." And he was saying something, but he was speaking like he had very thick Spanish accent, so I couldn't understand. And I'm trying not to like show that I can't understand. And I'm like, "So is it not?
Right.
Like you can't?" And so he called his office lady and told her. And so then he put her on the phone with me, and she was like, "Hi, yeah, he's saying that the fence on the paperwork doesn't match the fence of your neighbors. Is that right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess that's what he's saying." I don't really know. Like, I was getting I instantly gets frustrated because I'm like, I don't know. I don't know anything about fences. I thought this was all done. So then I'm like troubleshooting. I'm calling CJ. And I'm like, yeah, this is not right. It's not the same fence. So I told him to call the lady, and they figured something out. And so I'm going back in the house. And then I went back in the house. So yeah, I don't have a fence, but hopefully they could get us scheduled before. And they just sent the quote over. It's like an additional $1,000. And I didn't budget $1,000 for an extra 1,000, but I did budget something. So I'm just thinking I'm gonna have to rework some money around, but it ain't gonna be nothing I can't figure it out. I'll probably pick up another side job thing. But yeah, so man, that's where I'm at right now. I've been all over the place this morning.
Yeah, that's that old life be lifing kind of situation right there.
And it just made me like
some stuff you just ain't ready for.
It just threw my whole like morning. I was in a good mood. I was like, gonna get my fence. CG, but he saw the man pulled up on the doorbell. He was like, the fence is coming today. And then the dude was like, hey, we can't do this. And I said, why not? And I still don't understand the difference for real. Like, I was like, so y'all can't? I said, I don't care. I said, well, he said no. I said, all right, well, and then they project manager come talk to me, and he is a black man. I answered the door, and his face lit up like he must have saw my face because I was like, oh, hi. He was like, I'm gonna send my crew to get another job done. He's like, I don't want you to feel like pressured to have to figure nothing out right now at this moment. So he's like, well, your husband and the lady, they'll get something figured out, and we'll be back, and we'll figure it out. I was like, I appreciate it. Because my Apple Watch was telling me to calm down again, and I'm like, Kiera, you can't keep getting worked up. But I don't think it showed to the like. I try to keep it, I try and regulate it. It's just knowing that it's happening. I'm like, you need to calm down. It is not that big of a deal.
Yeah,
it's not the end of the world, but it feels like it. But yeah, in the headlines today, you did say something about. Not something about, but you said
the Texas Rangers won the World Series.
Ooh, welcome.
Congratulations to the Texas Rangers.
Who were they
did
playing?
a fantastic job of pulling that out.
Who was their competition?
They played the Arizona Diamondbacks, which I didn't even know they was a good team this year, but they made it to the World Series. They're pretty decent.
Speaking
we still got, college football going on.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado.
Of not a good team.
Got another lesson. So the thing with
I'm
Colorado
saying that
for
in
me and watching
quotations.
them.
I'm saying it in quotations, by the way. I'm not like discounting them at all. But you know how
No,
people
no, no, no. I just if that offensive line, as good as Shadur Sanders is at quarterback,
he can't
if that
be good
offensive
by
line
himself.
doesn't step up and play better, he's not gonna make it through the season. Let alone because that boy was that game last week. That boy took a beating. Every play he was running for his life. Like whatever passes he did get off and completed, kudos to him and the receiver because
Mhm.
he didn't have a lot of time to do anything last week. And that's the one, like, they're competitive in every other aspect of the game as far as I'm concerned. Just that offensive line has got to step up. I don't know if Dion needs to do some recruiting for next year,
I think
get some
that's
bigger
what
boys in there, or what they can do. I don't know shit about football and offensive line, and I know they supposed to protect quarterback and create
and they
lanes for the
ain't,
running back to run.
Colorado Buffs ain't protected their quarterback. Because
And the
every play,
ones that he got, they ain't getting it done.
they
They didn't get it done last week. I'll put it like that.
and it hurt me
So
to
hopefully they'll.
watch. Ugh.
It's painful to watch any quarterback in that situation, unless you're rooting against them. But with the situation that Dion's got with Shadur and and his sons playing on that team is in they're filming in everything, and we watched them on Dion's reality
So
show years ago when they were little. So it's like there's a different kind of connection between a lot of the fans in Shadur and Shiloh.
it's
Like we
like
watched these
nephew,
when they were kids. Yeah, it's
nephew,
like they family members. So when they take a hit, it's like, oh, we feel it, and we don't want that. You know,
Mm-mm.
we don't want that. We
How
want
did
them to be successful. And
what did you think of that
go ahead,
call that got Shiloh ejected?
Shiloh ejected. I have not seen. I didn't see a lot, but the little remarks about that. You know how you go on social media and they had that clip, and you go to the comments. Even the people in the comments was like, "That's a good football hit." Like I don't know the rules and how they apply to a situation like that, but I hardly saw anybody say that was a targeting play or that was a dirty hit. I thought it was a good hit. I didn't see anything wrong with it, but like I said, I'll say it again. I don't really know shit about football. I never played football. Just from a fan's perspective, it looked like a good hit to me. I mean, it was an impactful hit. It was a tough hit,
We
but
see like that's a
I
good
didn't
hit,
see
right?
anything
I
illegal
think
about
I think
it. Yeah.
I because normally when it comes to football, like you said, I'm not a football expert, but normally I'm able to see the roughness or I'm able to see what the flag. Like I'd be like, oh yeah, because so and so did that. When they threw that flag, I was
Right.
so confused because I was like, I don't like. I'm asking CJ, I'm like, I don't understand why. And then someone played the clip where during the game against who was that, Oregon or USC, where they hurt Travis and Shiloh had said something. He
Mm-hmm.
was like, because if I did that, I would have got kicked out the game. And then they played that clip, and then they showed him getting ejected. But I was on Coach Prime's side, so when he said in his post game interview, he was like, "I can't not." Yeah, it was his post game interview. He's like, "I can't wait for them referees for the officials to go back and review that because I don't know what that call was. That was not a good call." And I said, "Well, Coach, if Coach Prime said it ain't a good
Yeah.
call, then damn it, it was not a good call, and y'all need to try again." But
Oh shoot.
and then I saw Kim daughter dressed as Coach Prime. That made my day.
Coach Prime.
Coach
Coach
Prime.
Prime Mirror.
I said Coach Prime Miss. Like she says that is
Yeah, I saw
hilarious.
when you
Run
saw
me
that.
my theme music.
Yeah, so you know what's funny you say that. You know, I talked about ain't have much going on, but this past weekend, you know, I met up with
With the
Gator
gang.
Jones and Rodney
Yeah,
and
I was waiting
the
for you to tell
gang.
me about your meet cute. Your Kiki.
Yeah, I mean, you know I'm getting old. Sometimes I ain't go back
Don't
that far, but
do that.
yeah, we showed up and we just did what we do. Last Friday night, or I ordered pizza, bunch of pizzas from Peggly Eyes in Cape Girardeau. Angela, Marquita, not the Carbondale location, the Cape Girardeau location, the best Pagliazzi.
No shots fired.
Anywho, I ordered that. They know we supposed to have a pizza eat off between the Carbondale and Cape, but it ain't happened yet. We've been talking about it for years. But I ordered a bunch of pizzas, and we sat around Rodney's over his house and ate pizza, played Uno, and looked through some old photo albums of his mom. Man, you talk about some memories that was brought up, blast from the past. Good gracious. Pud had took pictures, and he created a post on Facebook about, from little kids to grown ass men, we still hanging tough together. It's like we brothers. Boy. That's how we see each other as brothers. And just to look at a bunch of those pictures, man, it just brought back so many memories. And then Mari was with me. Hair and Makeup made her debut to Southern Illinois, which was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Uncle Bob went and picked her up as he made a run for some hooch.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it was a good weekend. We had a good weekend. Then Rodney had cooked the next day. We did some trigger therapy. So we brought out the shotguns and the pistols, and Mari got to shoot a gun for the first time.
Man, she texted me.
At least I think she was a little too calm and smooth with it. I mean, she was.
She knew guns ain't nothing to play with.
She gotta have my composure. I was real proud of the way she handled herself with it, and I brought out my little toys and Hair and Makeup. She grabbed that thing and let off a few rounds. It was very. Me and Pud was talking when we got done. He said, dog, I feel good. I said, yeah, man. I said, I can see why a little dumbass in the streets got access to a gun.
Hey, man, don't you feel so with powerful? That gun, don't you feel so powerful?
It releases something in you. It releases something in you that gives you that feel good. And if you ain't careful, it'll get away from you. So
moderation.
You gotta be able to, corral those emotions and keep things in perspective.
And the crazy thoughts, you regulate them. You don't act upon them. Everybody, the little nuts, they can have a little crazy and be a little crazy, but just don't act on it. Just say, yeah, that was a crazy thought. It'd be crazy if I did that, but I won't because I have sense. But yeah, no, Sly, but his birthday just passed, but he had took us, went to my first gun range with him, and I definitely was feeling like a bad bitch after. I was like, yeah, we could go set it off. Where we going? Who we going to rob?
Yeah.
Where my ski mask?
After we got done with the trigger therapy, Rodney, that boy made a pot of greens. Man, I don't know what that man did to them greens. And then they had made some cornbread. Them greens was fire, man. I done had a lot of greens in my life, but I ain't had no greens that tasted the way that pot of greens was tasting. They had some of everything. We ate, we sat around.
Shit,
he made a pound cake too. We did Thanksgiving before Thanksgiving, because he had made a pound cake too, and he had some ice cream. So me, I'm gonna cut me a piece of pound cake, put it in the microwave for 17 and a half seconds. Yep. And then put a couple scoops of ice cream on it. Man, it was so delicious. I probably done gained 10 pounds since I've been off work. It's time for me to go back to work. But that was pretty much.
I feel like you just triggered something in my head. Did you used to say that when you would be on break a lot? When you would come home from a long job and you would be like, I need to go back to work. I'm gaining weight. Or like all I do is sit.
Yeah.
That's funny. It just.
Because
I'm like, that ain't the first time you said that.
If I be gone on jobs where I've been gone, or if I've been gone away on storm for a while, and I come home for a little while. Mm-hmm. Like I at least take a week off. And after, so many days, because when I come home to rest, I come home to chill. I don't really come home looking for shit to do.
You go hibernating.
and I come and chill. And yeah, and I do like to eat. You know, I'm a big boy, so if there's
Hey
one thing
man,
I'm gonna do, and that's gonna be eat. I'm
you
gonna
know
eat some
I'm a big
food. I'm gonna
girl.
find me some good food to eat.
Okay,
And
because
after a while, I start feeling it in my midsection. My girlish figure started to go away, so I had to do something about it. Now it's time to go back to work.
sweat it out in
Trim back
Cali.
down a little bit.
Well,
Yeah, I don't plan on doing much sweating though.
hey, I'm here for it. Whatever does not put stress on your body. But yeah, two more things I want to touch on before we read our letters from our friends and family out there. In the headline, well, in the trending topics. So I know you don't be on Twitter, but there was a situation that happened on the timeline. I think on Black Twitter, Black Business Twitter, whatever you would call it, or X, whatever. But the person who was the topic of discussion was somewhat like an internet friend of mine, which I was like very invested because the other person who was involved was someone who followed me closely, but I didn't follow her back. But she would like reply to my stories and stuff. So apparently, well, not apparently because there was proof. So my friend Dom, she is a creative strategist. She's a brand designer, just like what I used to do freelance. But she does it on like an e-commerce scale. So she works with Fenty Beauty.
Okay.
She's worked with Skims, I think. Like she does a lot of good behind the scenes creative work. And on the side, she offers consulting services. So someone can book time with her, like whatever, they can pick her brain for a fee. And so this girl had been booking time with her since like the beginning, either of this year or last year. But the girl kept pushing it. She was like, oh, I can't make it. I'm sorry. Or, oh, I can't pay it right now. Like, can we move it? Whatever. So she's been doing this. And I don't know how it came up, but she canceled one more time. And I guess Dom got alerted that the girl had filed a trademark under Dom's creative business name, which is Fairy Brand Mother.
Mm.
And the girl tried to steal her whole shit, like everything. Like, I'm talking colors, fonts, the trademark, the website, the whole, but it was weird. Everything. So Dom brought it to the streets of Twitter. And she was like, and she filed the trademark the day that the girl canceled her one-on-one session. The girl did. And so Dom called her out and like mentioned her and everything. And the girl was like, the lawyer did the paperwork, honey, see you in court. And then somebody was like, she said, maybe if she tells the truth, I'll give it back. And everybody was like, I don't know if all y'all out there know how business work, you don't get the trademark just because you decided to file for it. So there was nothing that homegirl could be given back because she don't own nothing. She filed a trademark, which the Twitter streets investigated and found out that the girl filed the trademark herself. So she didn't hire an attorney, which is a waste of money because it's not who files first, it's who used it first. And Dom has been using this name for almost, I think, 3 or 5 years now. Like, she got a footprint. And it was just weird. And so Dom has ended up like she's had to take like legal matters into her own hand, like to the point where I don't even want to discuss what she's had to do to this point. But I know like there's the law is involved and stuff because like it's really an invasion of privacy too, because the girl was trolling and she had commented on something that was like, well, RIP to you. And I was like, yep, see, nope, that's where this is no longer funny, and this is where I'm calling the cops. And I'll see you in court. But yeah, so that's why I just share a little Twitter
didn't you
drama.
have somebody like that?
I sure did.
Kind of like that once. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I sure did.
And I remember that.
She still be stealing because another person shared that with me that same person stole from her, and she dealing with it right now. And they always be like, oh my God, it was that was my assistant, or that was my junior. These people do not be having teams. It be themselves. And I'd be like, you know what you did. You gonna have to sit with that, not me. I'm just letting you know. I'm putting you on notice. Right. So I'm interested to see how. And then and I think I can say that I know it's gonna be some. Is it defamation? Like something brought up because there's a girl who shares the same legal name as Dom. And the girl who was trolling and who tried to steal her stuff, she posted an article the girl I had stabbed somebody and was in jail, but it's not Dom. And so Dom was like, this is not even
Just the
me.
girls.
So if you're trying to be like, I don't know if you think you're getting back at me for something, but that's not even me. Like, what are you doing? And it was just weird. And the girl followed me, and she had been replying to my stories, and it just made me feel all icky.
She was trying to see if you had something worth stealing.
Hey, shit, I get my ideas out. I be like, hey, y'all, here go an idea, but I ain't got time. So somebody go do something with it. But obviously, like Dom said, she ain't got a creative bone in her body. And Dom dragged her up and down the timeline. I said, I know that's right. She's like, you don't have a creative bone in your body, and everything you make will fail. I said,
oh, she did a color purple curse on her, huh? Everything you do.
Oh, Dom is very spiritual. And Dom, she trusts her ancestors. Literally, when she said, I'm not worried, my ancestors got it, everybody in the replies was like, oh shit, I know. It's like, somebody was like, I've been waiting for this. I was like, oh shit. Well, you can't even feel bad for the girl, because what the fuck? Why are you doing that? But yeah, so I just that was, and I asked for her permission to speak about this before anyone is like, well, she don't want you talking about it. She was very comfortable. She was very okay with me talking about it. But yeah, I wanted to share that outrage because I was hot. I was heated for Dom. I wanted to go cyberbully, but I said, nope, that's the old Key. 23-year-old Key. She might have made a burner account and went and said some not nice things, but 25 Key. Let Dom do a thing. I let Dom do a thing. I said, you call me if you need backup. I be ready to ride. I hope that nobody ever call though, because I'm gonna just call the cops. And then lastly, Flavor Flav. Did y'all see this man on these internet streets? He's not even in the street. This man was in the damn basketball stadium.
That man was at the game.
He was at the Bucks game?
The Bucks. I don't know who they played. It seemed like it might have been the Bucks and Hawks, but I don't know exactly who the Bucks played, but
his Star Spangled Banner
was singing the Star Spangled Banner. And how you feel about Flav's performance of the Star Spangled Banner?
It's not even a performance. It's the person.
You don't think he's worthy of to sing the Star Spangled Banner?
No. And the person who proposed Benjamin. Let's come on now. Come on now. You with me when I'm right. Come on now. Anybody,
well,
even if they had
right.
Because anyone with awareness of who Flavor Flav is would understand that it's not a good look. No one's gonna take this performance seriously. Whether Flavor Flav could have been so serious. He could have been trying to do his breakout career, but it's Flavor Flav. Like, white people saw that and said, "Oh my God, Flavor Flav, like the big clock guy. Oh my God." Then he used to have that show where he would be like Flavor Flav, like nobody. It just felt
the big clock.
The big clock, like. That I've heard real conversations where someone was like, "Did you see the guy from the show?" And that's how I know. That's why that performance made me so uncomfortable, because I'm like, "What are we doing?" And even if he wasn't trying to be a laughingstock, it's the awareness. It's the awareness of understanding that people are gonna see him as a troll either way. So yeah, how did you feel?
I mean, when you put it like that.
I'm thinking about the brand.
I see what you're talking about.
I'm thinking about the brand of NBA and basketball. Because you know what the last joke was?
Fuck them. What's that?
You know, when Fergie ass got up there during the Warriors, and I think, who was it? The Warriors and the Lakers, or the Warriors and the Heat, or somebody, and she got up there and said, "What?" And Draymond Green is everybody is cracking the fuck up, and that's like, you just making people be disrespectful during a time where people are supposed to be respectful. So that's my thing. I'm like, don't put Flavor Flav ass up there to get laughed at when this. Come on now, respect y'all tradition. What is y'all doing?
But to me, sometimes it'd be like NFL be taking the national anthem so serious with their military presence and everything going on there, and then you go to an NBA game and they just be like, "Well, who want to sing it today?
Who want to
We gonna let
sing?
so and so sing it."
Barbara's
I've seen
assistant,
Carl
her
Lewis.
daughter can sing.
I've seen Carl Lewis, the ex track runner, Olympian, murder, like not murder in a good way, but murder the stars, the national anthem.
Oh shit!
Roseanne Barr murdered the
Ain't she
national
Never
anthem.
mind.
I mean, not in a good way, just ruined the national. I ain't
It's like
even
they.
one
It's
to
like they be like,
stand up.
it'd be like, who on call? Who is on the call list for the
Yeah,
night?
like
Get the 18th person who could not make it, who can make it. Get them from the bottom. The first one from the bottom. Call them up. See if they available. We got $500 on it.
So when I first saw Flavor Flav getting ready to sing it, I was like, "Is that Flavor Flav? Like, why is he singing the national anthem?
Why is he
And then
singing
I
the
listened
national
to it.
anthem?
And he didn't murder it. Like, he didn't brutalize the national anthem. He didn't sound too bad. I mean, it wasn't the greatest performance. It wasn't a Whitney Houston performance. It wasn't a Marvin Gaye performance. But it wasn't a Roseanne Barr performance by far. Like, he did a decent job. But now I think about Flavor Flav and who he was when he was a part of Public Enemy. Why, dude, you ain't got no business singing the national anthem. This goes to what you were touching on. Like, why are you even up there? It's like 911 is a joke. Like,
in about 20 years, they're going to call up Trump and ask him, do he want to sing? He goes, exactly that, Hussy, can you sing? And we're going to be like, what the fuck?
Let's hope he be singing it from behind bars, too. Shit. But, yeah, I feel you on the play. I was thinking about the actual performance. The actual performance was not bad, but
I'm looking at it from the overall.
It was not a good look for Flav to be up there.
Yeah, no. It was not.
It was not a good look.
It was not. But yeah. So let me open our comments. I feel like we've been talking for a hot minute. I forgot how far we were when we first stopped recording, but I'm sure we're gonna cut some out. All right, so we got 2 fun comments. Alana, she shout out to Parker's mommy. She said, I said Parker's mommy. Lord, that's her husband. Shout out to Preston's mommy. Jesus, my brain is fried. She commented on last week's episode where you said, when you said you shagged ass back to wherever. And I said shagged ass. She said shagged ass. OMG, that took me out. And she's not the first. She's not the first person to bring that up. I don't realize how country we actually are. We are so country. And don't let us get excited.
Necessarily country, man.
That ain't
necessarily country. Just cause somebody ain't heard it, a group of people ain't never really heard it before. I say shagged ass all the time.
I ain't never heard no northerner say shagged ass.
You ain't never heard who?
A northerner. I ain't never heard nobody from New York or Virginia say shagged ass. Only us good old country Midwesterns. That's the only place you get them type of, because it's one of them down south good old good sayings that came from a few generations probably. He shagged his ass on up to the market. True. So, you know, and that boy shagged ass up on out of here. Massa looking for him too.
I guess you got a point. Man, and I ain't gonna defend it.
You take pride in being country. Love your country. And then we have a letter from Dear John. He says, "What up, fam? This was the Dirty 30 episode. Look, y'all touched on some good stuff, from getting tipsy to health problems to politics. Love it all. I feel the cream is really getting whipped. So again, keep doing the do because y'all got this. Dear John."
Shout out to Uncle JB again.
Love those.
He be leaving us with some gems.
He be leaving us with so you know he watched, because he gonna talk about everything that happened. He gonna talk on the last thing you talked about, and I appreciate that.
If I know Uncle JB, he's sitting and he got a notebook. He jotting down some little notes. If I know him the way I think I know him.
Well, y'all, that wraps up episode 31. I got one more thing for you before I go, but do you have any final letters to the crowd? Anything final to say to these lovely people?
Just kind of retouch on our spur of the moment contest. If an old viewer can
We'll
get
put
a
up
new
an official
viewer
graphic so y'all
listener,
can understand too.
yeah, to shout one another out, I'll send $50 to a cash app of each person. So yeah, Kiara gonna go over the specific rules.
I'm
when
running
she
by our
posts
legal
this
counsel
online.
myself.
Yeah, we gotta run it by legal. Make sure we ain't
'Cause he just
violating any
pulled this offer
trademarks
up
or
out his
anything.
butt. But yeah,
Just out of nowhere.
y'all follow us on socials. Just search Daddy Daughter Dishes podcast. We'll pop up wherever you search us. Now that Google has like AI answers, if you search Daddy Daughter Dishes, it'll tell you what our podcast is about. It's really cool. So go do that. Go look us up. Follow us, like us, comment about us, rate us, do all that fun stuff. And what I will leave you with today is a dad joke. Are you
What
ready?
you got for me?
Dad
All
jokes.
right, I'm ready.
All right, I'll give you enough time to process it this time. I hit the button a little too early last time. All right. How do you get a squirrel to like you?
How do you get a squirrel
You're gonna guess it.
to like you? It's got something to do with some nuts, I'm sure, but I don't really know how you get a squirrel to like you. Act like a nut. You know what? Y'all be good. If you can't be good, be good at it.
See y'all next week.